Good evening. What is up, everybody? It's SEC After Dark, and as you could tell, we are back, and it is a Wednesday night, as you know, coming at you from the palatial basement. Here you go, the man with the brand new flag behind him. That is Jeb Beechum. Your eyes do not deceive you, and the aha man himself, Jake Thomas.
Yeah, what's up?
I said that they might find some cavities.
Yeah.
So we are live here on the Y'all's Conference Network. We'll also come at you on the audio side later on the Bleav Network.
Coming at you.
We're coming at you. I'm Bob Rathman here. I'm coming at you.
Coming at you.
So yeah, it's going to be a great show. We have action-packed stuff. I mean, NIL just is ongoing. We got some transfer portal news. I guess Jake wants me to set the record straight on some Georgia fans that are delivering some hot takes. We'll talk about that. Plus, much
super
more.
hot takes.
Yeah.
Flaming hot takes.
I got to find it first.
It's like the flaming hot Cheetos of hot takes. But
like the Cayman Islands of hot takes.
Yeah.
Yes, you got it. That's actually a good example, Steve. But I will say this. We are brought to you by BetOnline.ag. Our partners at BetOnline continue to be the number one source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA and NHL playoffs, Major League Baseball fights, and even next season's NFL futures. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. Guys, it's super easy to get started. Head to the website today, or you can use that mobile device to just join and use our promo code Bleav. That's BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, it's where the game starts. Okay, so NIL. It's like a soap opera at this point. It just keeps turning, man. So, what do we make of this? Is it like, the NCAA wants to get involved now? It's, Steve, you had some opinions about, the possibility of the NCAA like sitting on their hands and letting this unravel so that the Power Five can leave. I mean, there's a lot of theories out there. We got to figure out one to land on here.
Yeah.
Well, the Blue Bloods, the Alabamas, the Georgias, those guys, they can be victims too. And we should do something about NIL for them because their recruiting is going to take a hit. Mm-hmm. So they're worried about the competitive balance. And by competitive balance, they mean exactly doing what they have been doing for the last 13 years. So I do think that's funny that Nick Saban's talking about competitive balance. And he's obviously talking about Texas A&M with them dropping $31 million on a signing class. But it was just kind of funny to hear like the traditional recruiters like Georgia and Alabama and those guys come out and just be dead against what's going on because this is hurting them. I always question the motivation anytime something comes up, and that's kind of funny. Of course, Lane Kiffin is all about the NIL problem as well. He's been doing that pretty much since this started.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not shy about going after it. But for us, like Alabama and Georgia has the traditional path to recruiting, the recruiting that we all know. Tennessee is the NIL. They're like in the top 5 in the NIL collective world. And then Ole Miss is doing the transfer portal, and I've got the portal king shirt for everybody to see. And it's kind of fun that there's 3 different ways to build a roster now. And I really hope the NCAA doesn't put their thumb on the scales just because the blue bloods that the NCAA is just trained to protect. They've done it for 100 years. The joke, Kentucky pissed the NCAA off so much they put Cleveland State on 2 more years probation. I mean, you take that joke. That joke happened for a reason, and now that the blue bloods are involved, the NCAA is kind of spurred to action. And I really don't want them to put their thumbs on the scales until, honestly, the market can correct itself because they will. The way I view it is like NFTs. Like a year or 2 ago, some bored ape sold for $350,000 an NFT.
Yeah.
He just sold that for $130.
Yeah.
And they still probably overpaid for that. But that's going to be what happens with NIL as well. Just as take away pay for play, which is absolutely going on, and just let it go.
Yeah.
It's actually a good comparison with NFTs because it's not that NFTs are bad or wrong or there's anything actually wrong with it. It's just everybody went crazy with them, and you just can't go crazy with stuff. But it did eventually kind of correct itself out. And being a Tennessee fan, I'm supporting this NIL. I'm enjoying this. So honestly, I feel the same way. I think it does seem like some teams are going a little crazy with it, but and all of this will balance itself out. I'm with you.
Yeah,
the teams that are going crazy with it, by the way, are the ones that were really good in 1998, and then they quit being good, and they want to be good again. It's like Tennessee, Miami. Those are the schools. Nebraska's hitting it hard, and it's like
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Tennessee had a lot of trouble finding a coach, and it's just put our program so far behind that it would take a good coach years to catch up. The NIL is kind of jump-starting that a little bit, jumping some steps there. Letting him, now that we finally got a decent coach, if we do, I don't want to get too.
No, you got a good coach.
Yeah, I've been hopeful before. I'm kind of like with Georgia with that hope in the SEC shorts. I'm just afraid of her right now.
Hope has moved on. Hope is wearing orange now.
Yeah,
but if he is a good one, the NIL is actually jumping some of those steps of him having to build back up the program from scratch by letting us get in good players like Nico coming in. If he did get that huge deal, we don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
But
the thing about NIL, though, is if you're going to illegally get somebody in or you think you can get away with it, this absolutely creates a paper trail now.
Yeah.
These aren't cash deals like they were 2 years ago. Now there's absolutely a paper trail, and what would take the NCAA a year and a half, 2 years to figure out, now they can get it with one piece of paper. That's just something to keep in mind.
Or a few clicks on social media or whatever. I mean,
but it doesn't surprise me at all. The teams that are consistently in the top 5 recruiting classes every year wouldn't like this. So I don't care, but I guess I would if I was a fan of that team, obviously.
Blue Bloods can be victims too.
We're victims, Jake.
I need Sally Struthers just talking about recruiting at Alabama and Georgia and how Texas A&M is just taking a hit. For $25 a month, you yourself can adopt a kid to play football at Alabama or Georgia.
Oh my gosh.
You too can have him represent your car dealership.
Yeah. But I mean, I agree to what Steven has said multiple times, and he said it a bunch last week too. But talking about correcting itself out, one of these guys is going to get paid a lot of money and be a big, huge bust. And once that happens, then all that money is not going to be there. Right. So just let it calm itself down. And another thing is what I hate about it. Yeah, you are getting an established player, but these guys coming out of high school, they're not getting really a good opportunity now because I mean Alabama has a lot of wide receivers, but they've added Burton on top of that, so there's not really. And they're trying to go after Addison, which I don't know if I think there's some talk today about him maybe going to Texas.
Yeah.
But some of these guys are not getting a fair shake now. The ones that come in, not the rookies, but the freshmen, the sophomores who know the program and know the playbook. Now you got somebody coming in who doesn't know the playbook, but they're going to be starting on day one. So
yeah, it can be a slippery slope if you start messing with high school kids because it's gonna because you're going to sink a lot of money into probably one of the most inexact sciences out there as far as trying to project how a high school kid is going to do in your program, and you just don't know. And you get a few of those busts, the money runs dry. Next thing you know, you're losing 37 people in the transfer portal, and your team goes from contenders to probably couldn't compete in the FCS.
Yeah, you're going from getting 4 and 5 star guys to 3-star guys. That's going to be joining your program. Out of recruiting if the money's still there to buy all these good players.
The flip side of this is, and I'm sure that they're doing this, but this is going to cause the most talented FCS division that we've ever seen.
That's a good point.
These diamonds of the roughs that were slipping in with the 24th, 25th spot in a recruiting class, they're going to end up falling to FCS.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And North Dakota State is going to reap the benefits. Eastern Washington is going to clean up on the West Coast. You have, I was going to say James Madison, but they're moving up. So they still may clean up, but you're going to get some of these southern schools, some of these SoCon schools that are going to, get a bunch of these Southeastern kids that kind of fall by the wayside because the transfer portal is so overactive. Like, can you imagine Samford or Kennesaw State or Jacksonville State? Just kind of they get probably 8 to 10 Power 5 guys that would normally go P5, but they got overstepped by transfer portal people. And can you imagine what that would be like for those programs?
Heck, I'd even put UAB in that category. That could get some of these P5 guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think UAB. I don't know if they will do it with Bill Clark because I just don't think that's his speed. But whenever they get the next coach in, you're going to have a situation where he's going to actively be recruiting the second team at Auburn, the second team at Alabama, and trying to find people that might not play at that level but would dominate his. And I think you'll see that. And more so than the 25th, 26th player in the signing class falling to them from a Power 5. I think that might fall even further than that. I think those G5 schools are going to be transfer portal.
Yeah, much like Southern Miss has done with Ole Miss and Mississippi State this year in the portal. They got them second and third string guys from those two teams, and they got a legit shot now. For their conference.
So do you think G5 becomes like the AA to P5's AAA to the NFL's big leagues? Where you start out, you go to Kent State, and then it's like a proving ground, and then you basically get called up to Ohio State, and then you get drafted?
Yeah, if you're a 3-star and you end up at Kennesaw State or Akron or wherever you're at and you start to perform there, one of these big schools is going to grab you. You're going to be at the Power 5 level. Troy Brown is at Ole Miss. He came from Central Michigan. I mean, that is an example of somebody moved up to try and, hey, I might be able to play in the NFL. It'd be nice if I had 12 games worth of film. Let's move on.
Right.
So, yeah.
So now you're not just scouting high schools. You got to go scout all the smaller colleges.
Yeah.
To see who you can snatch out of.
So now that begs the question, if the countable coaches restriction goes away, maybe now you have pro personnel. So maybe you're kind of set up like an NFL office now. You have like a pro scouting where you scout the other colleges, and then you have
everybody on this show has a personnel office that's similar to the NFL right now.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Everybody is here.
Yeah.
I'm talking more widespread.
I think it'll be bigger. And I think you're going to see them break off into departments to where a full staff is working on high school kids and a full staff is working on the transfer portal.
And there's no travel. And with this non-countable coaches thing that they're thinking about abolishing, there wouldn't be any travel restrictions if I read it correctly.
Yeah, there wouldn't be.
Hey, if you're out there and want to comment on our show, join in the fun. We've got some action already.
I was going to say to Junior and Stevens' point over here, I guess JUCO would just kind of get folded into the transfer portal.
Yeah,
I guess kind of the same thing. So.
If we're being real though, whenever I guess Prop 40 or whatever 10, 15 years ago went away, JUCO slowly died to begin with because it became more easy for kids to be eligible for school. There was a science to it.
It does seem like there's a lot less talk about JUCO now.
But JUCO still provides an avenue for the kids that come out with like a 1.3.
Yeah.
Because I hate to put the GPAs out there, but we sent Hillwood sent, and if you follow my feed, I did a short podcast with 3 kids that were sending to California to College of the Redwoods, and their GPAs aren't phenomenal, so they're going to get qualified. So,
JUCO still has a scuba.
They couldn't go to scuba.
Oh.
They're not good enough football wise.
Oh, okay.
They weren't recruited by scuba.
What we could see if the coaching accountability goes away, much like how the NHL does their scouting, they have a scout that goes all over the world, or scouts that goes all over the world. Then they have pro scouts who scouts players that they may be interested in and trading for. So
that's an NFL model too. I mean,
right, yeah.
Except the NFL doesn't travel around the world. Maybe they have somebody that travels the world. I don't know.
Well, they did go to London now, so we might have some London rugby players that might want to join the NFL.
I would at least go to American Samoa because
Tennessee Titans have just drafted somebody from the London Silly Nannies.
I want
Family Guy.
Yeah. great episode.
Yes, but no, Steven and old Nicky Jr. We thank you for being in the chat. Keep it up, man.
Also, by the way, this is okay. First of all, I'm gonna say this: this is not sour grapes at all. This is not going to be sour grapes at all because Arch Manning is going to go someplace other than Ole Miss.
It is sour grapes.
No, it's not sour grapes. It's a legit question that Georgia, Alabama, and if somebody from Texas, if he goes to that school, they should ask this question as well. Why is he actively avoiding the Elite 11?
That's kind of odd to me.
Yeah, that is very, very odd. Maybe he just doesn't really care to do it. I don't know. Like, he seems very nonchalant about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sitting here. I go two ways. Either he thinks he's far and away better than everybody else, and he doesn't see a need to do it, which is a red flag.
Yeah.
Or he's afraid he's going to get out there and he got there by his name. He's not really that good, and he's not going to perform well at the Elite 11, and it's going to cost him NIL money,
which is a red flag.
I'm going with the former because there's precedent for the former, and that precedent is the whole Eli Manning draft situation. So, like it, love it, whatever. Did he end up in the right place for him? Yes, but he pretty much whined his way out of San Diego at the time, and threw a big fit and said, I don't want to be drafted and whatever. I mean, it is what it is, but there is precedent of a Manning thinking they are too good for a spot at the next level. So I'm gonna go with the former. Maybe he thinks he's just. I think he thinks he's just above it, which, maybe he goes in and maybe he goes into a program and thinks like that and becomes a problem. I don't know.
Yeah, because at the Elite 11 finals, Jaden Rashada has already made it there. Also, Nico Imaleva has already made it there, and those guys can play.
Right.
I mean, it's honestly, it's not a bad thing if you lose. You finish third in the Elite 11. Is it that important that you're like wire to wire one? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean,
yeah.
There's always a chance because let's be honest, he is a high school kid that he could go out and not show as well. Will he lose a bunch of NIL money? Probably not. I mean, he's probably
because of his name.
Yeah, he's still Arch Manning.
Yeah.
Right.
He's a Manning, and he's still like, you don't get to the Elite 11 finals and be a complete asshat at football.
Yeah.
So I think it's.
Well, he won't even do that. He didn't even go to the prequels.
Yeah, he didn't do any of it.
And there was a camp in Baton Rouge, like right up the road.
Yeah, he probably just had no interest.
That's weird, though.
Guess.
Yeah.
It is weird, but we live in such a world where it's like flipped around where the norm is like you want to do all these in-your-face camps and to get highlights on social media and all that stuff, and it's more weird now when you see somebody that's not interested in that. So I don't know.
Well, I know when he played in the playoffs at Newman, he had a bad game, and that blew up on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was like 10 of 25, and they ended up losing the game. And maybe that got in his head a little bit. Either way, this is all red flags.
Wait, he's human?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is Peyton didn't have a game like that at Newman. Eli didn't have a game like that at Newman.
Right. Probably not.
Yeah. And This is my theory on the Ole Miss situation. Like I said, this is not sour grapes, but no Manning has ever gone to Ole Miss with Ole Miss in a position that it's in now, to where Arch Manning is going to walk on that campus and they're going to immediately start. The expectation will be the playoffs, and if he doesn't make it, it could tarnish his family's legacy at Ole Miss. Because every other Manning, it was 5 or 6 wins the year before. And they come in, they have a big year, they get celebrated, and they move on. Arch Manning is the first one that would walk in. If he walked into Ole Miss, he's going into a 9 or 10 win team. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a different mindset for people.
It is. You know, this whole Arch Manning thing, like, it has so many layers to it. So, I mean, to feel like, I don't know, is he worried about a bad game? Yeah, he probably does have a little bit of fragile ego. But I also think he's not interested in all of that, and I think he probably just moved on like everybody else.
Yeah, Steven's right. You know, Eli Holstein is on Alabama's radar, and they're after him hard. But you know, there was a little rumor that story come out over the past couple of days where Arch has narrowed it down to 2, and Alabama wasn't in it. But then it come out that they're still pursuing him, and he still got them in his top 3 or 4, whatever. But I mean, Alabama's going after Eli pretty hard right now. So
it seems like it's a Georgia-Texas thing, and I
do too.
I think it's going to be the Longhorns.
Yeah, I think it feels like Texas. It feels like this is Texas,
does.
and this is kind of done. And I don't know. I admire Lane Kiffin because the trick for an Ole Miss coach is to do this until the very end. It goes to late November, and you try to get him. He picks Texas, and you're left without a quarterback. Well, he already has Marcel Reed.
Right.
And he is recruiting the heck out of Jaden Rashada right now, who's been to Oxford like 3 or 4 times in the last 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, I think anybody in their right mind is probably on the phone like, hey, you know,
let us know.
Let us know, man. Because I think Georgia's after Rashada, too, as well.
Yeah, everybody's after Rashada, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say. I just realized that. I was like, yeah, probably everybody is.
Well, we're doing all right. I'm really happy with that.
Tennessee's not on it.
Yeah.
They've got 8 million reasons not to worry about it.
I think it's kind of telling that you don't hear a lot about Manning's, recruitment right now. It's about all these other guys, Rashada, Holstein. These are the guys that everybody's trying to go after, and he's kind of been pushed back to the back burner a little bit.
Yeah, it's a weird recruitment, and everybody's going to see what's going on and assume that because I'm an Ole Miss guy, I mean, I'm unabashedly an Ole Miss guy, that I have sour grapes going on. Yeah, sour grapes going on because he's not going to Ole Miss. But the fact is, and this is the fact, that
the fact of the matter is this, Skip.
Jaden Rashada might be the number 1 player in the 2023 class by the time signing day gets here.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably
and
unless Georgia signs Arch Manning, then it's Arch Manning.
No, if Alabama signed Arch Manning, it would be guaranteed to be Arch Manning. Georgia, there 2 or 3 could be a possibility.
That is true.
But Shannon Terry, let's not forget, is at on 3.
There you go. They'll be on 3.
Lucky's on the clock.
If you're a top quarterback, will y'all go to Georgia? I mean,
why wouldn't you?
There's been a bunch of top quarterbacks that's gone to Georgia. Not saying that we've managed them all correctly, but we've seemed to have a run of 5-star quarterbacks.
Justin Fields come to mind, but
Jake Fromm, Justin Fields,
Brock they got Vandegrift,
Gunnar Stockton, Stetson. Wait, no.
Jones County Junior College, Stetson Bennett.
And the 2-star is the one that's balling.
Yeah, y'all made him work, so,
Yeah, we got Justin Fields drafted with that fake punt.
The 4th and 11 fake punt, yeah.
I think the Bears saw that, and they're like, okay, this is our guy.
Yeah, we got
it. They didn't need to watch any other game film. They said, this is our guy.
Speaking of the Bears, they signed Nathan Peterman today.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
they must be
good
really
luck to that.
I mean, I don't know. That's somebody had tweeted out, how is
So
he still
I guess
getting
they're
paid?
really confident in Justin Fields, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, are we going to talk about Jordan Addison?
Let's do it.
What's the latest with him?
Oh, it's probably going to be Texas. You
Yeah.
can see this over and over again. When it comes to NIL and this modern like drinking from the fire hose moment, it's most likely going to be Texas in all situations because those guys have money and gas is $4.20 a gallon. So that tells they're making money right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, conspiracy theory. The price of gas is up in the U.S. because they need NIL money at Texas and A&M.
Well, it's going back up to $4 here. It was down at $3.69 about a week ago.
Well, let's like musical chairs set up for Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Y'all need to come on down to Texas.
So USC couldn't pay him enough? Is that what we're saying?
USC, I think USC's playing a game, and this is the same thing they did with Caleb when he transferred out there. It's all done, it's all set to go, and then Caleb has to take a couple of visits at the end so it doesn't look like tampering. It's completely fake. But they just no, see, he took visits elsewhere, and then he picked us, and
Right.
and the same thing happened. The rumors came out about Jordan Addison. And then all of a sudden Texas came into it. But the problem with the USC Texas thing is Texas can throw down some cash. That offer the USC game, they're like, no. They made a movie about us. They went to Old Tex. Rusty from the National Lampoon's Vacation taking visits. Yeah. So don't worry about it.
We got this, bruh. Texas,
but him and Xavier Worry with Quinn Ewers, with Bijan Robinson in the backfield.
Speaking of NIL,
if that happens, that
Lamborghini.
second week game between Alabama and Texas is going to be amazing.
Fun.
That's becoming a losable game by the day.
Mm-hmm.
Quinn Ewers is a dude.
Yeah, I just think Texas might come down there and piss down their leg. But talent-wise, I think they might be able to get it done.
Yeah.
The only thing I worry about is their offensive line. Can they stop Alabama's defense rush? I don't know. If
Nobody can. They're just going to throw screen passes all day long.
Dallas Turner and some guy named Will Anderson.
Yeah.
If you try to drop back 30 times a game with those two, you deserve to lose.
The sad thing is if Will Anderson doesn't have 15 sacks this year, he's not going to win the Heisman, even though it can be just as dominant and been double-teamed the whole year going on, just because he doesn't have 20 sacks in the year. And it's completely unrealistic. He's the best player in college football.
Yeah, but he'll go number 1 overall in the draft, and we'll be all right.
Dallas Turner's going to have 12 sacks. Yeah,
to Jacksonville.
Yeah, unfortunately.
To Jacksonville, yeah. Jacksonville to the Jets.
Was it November 11th, November 9th there? It's like, let's do the doubleheader. Come on. Primetime game. Ole Miss, Alabama. Let's do it.
Yep.
It's weird not playing you guys in September. You're always our first conference game.
I know. And it's always a good game.
We're not playing Tennessee in October.
Yeah, that got changed too, didn't it?
We usually start the month off with Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, we do have Alabama on the third Saturday in October again, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, we finally got that back at an actual name rival.
Yeah,
we're waiting on Texas. We're waiting on Texas and Oklahoma to get into the SEC, so Alabama can go to the other division, so we can get the LSU game back on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, that is my only wish. The Ole Miss LSU game on Halloween.
Yeah, Alabama
doubleheader with Georgia, Florida.
That Alabama-Tennessee game has been like the fourth Saturday for like years now. It's been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been messing it up every time.
Yeah,
they get so close, but then
they've gotten it to the Ole Miss LSU game is in October, but it's like the week of the October 23rd. The week before Halloween.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it is very, very weird.
Georgia like this year. You're right. Georgia is like this year, isn't it?
Yeah, we were late last. We were November last year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we played y'all right before Auburn, I believe.
That's weird. Huh.
Had a great first quarter, and then it went downhill from there for Tennessee. But
Yeah.
They off to that first series. I was like, oh crap.
yeah,
I still can't get over they beat Kentucky with like 14 minutes of time of possession.
that is incredible.
You talk about
That
quick
was
strike
fun.
offense, man. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah,
They scored 45 points in 14 minutes of time of possession.
That's
That
like 8.5 minute drive for Kentucky and then 35 seconds for Tennessee.
Yeah.
8.5 minutes for Kentucky. 42 seconds for Tennessee.
yeah,
It was great. It
incredible.
was great. Yeah.
It was.
And 45 points later, you're just like, what the hell did I just watch?
Yeah.
That was a track meet.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah,
it's like watching a track meet where they just kept cutting to the 100-meter dash every time Tennessee got the ball, and then they go to the mile run,
Yeah.
and you're watching paint dry, and then they
No.
go back to the 100-meter dash.
No, I've got something better. It's the Winter Olympics, to where every time Tennessee had the ball, it was this downhill skiing, and every time Kentucky had the ball, it was the biathlon.
Cross country.
Yeah, yeah.
Just slugging along in the snow, just
Yeah.
struggling.
Uh,
Meanwhile, you get Tennessee with the ski jump where it's like, whoosh,
Yeah, yeah,
and you're like, ooh, ah, like
yeah.
they not only they ooh and ah you too. It's like, wow.
Junior, I think Arkansas legit has a chance to be the third best team in the West this year.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty good.
I think the third best team is everyone except Auburn.
Right.
And Mississippi State.
And Mississippi State. Yep.
Even though this is the year where Mike Leach normally pulls out, whatever he's going to
It's
do.
miracle
But
year. Yeah.
yeah,
It's a weird division.
I
But
think it'll be
I
better than
don't- I
LSU
don't-
too. So yeah.
Weird division.
yeah, I can't see him pulling a Washington State and going all the way to Atlanta.
I
No.
didn't say Atlanta. I said
Yeah, I can't see him much past 6-6.
I didn't say Atlanta, but hell, 6-6 might be good for third in the East.
Yeah, I think they play Georgia this year, right?
they do.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Their Eastern Division opponents is Georgia and Kentucky.
well,
Sucks for them.
I know one's an automatic L. The other one might be.
Serving
Yeah.
up L's. Speaking of L's, I saw a tweet. Jake, did you find the tweet?
Yeah, I got it. Let me pull it
Read
up.
it to me, please.
All right. This Georgia fan on a couple of days ago on Twitter said Kirby Smart built Bama. The body of work speaks for itself. Might be why Mullen couldn't recruit and why kids aren't sold on Sunbelt Billy. Pretty much that. But the biggest thing there is that Kirby built Bama.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Let's.
He helped.
He
Yeah, I
helped,
was
yes.
gonna say
He swung a
He
hammer
wa-
or two.
He
but-
was there.
Some of the time.
But didn't Alabama have a couple #1 classes while Kirby was at Georgia?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kirby definitely built Bama then,
Yeah.
because their recruiting really fell off the cliff when
Yeah.
he left.
I mean,
Yeah.
and Nick Saban. I mean, come on.
Okay, what do we know about Kirby? Yes, he's a great recruiter.
He's a great recruiter. He's a great coach.
Yeah.
And he's learned exactly from Nick Saban how to implement the Alabama system at Georgia. That is
That's
not
that's
him
like
building
saying-
the Alabama system.
That's like
Right.
saying Kobe Bryant is the greatest of all time. He's
Mm-hmm.
not, because he built his game on Michael Jordan.
Right.
Like Kirby built his game on Nick Saban. Is there something wrong with that? No.
No. Yeah.
No, there's not. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think both Kirby I know Nick Saban for sure, and Kirby I do believe will be in the Football Hall of Fame without a
Nick?
doubt.
Oh, no doubt. But
Well,
Nick Saban is the
Saban
GOAT.
has to be.
Right.
Nick
Right.
Saban is the GOAT.
Yeah, he's
Let's just end the speculation, and people are going to come at me with, "Oh, that's a hot take." No, Nick Saban is the GOAT
You know how you know Nick Saban is the GOAT?
because he eats grass.
No, seriously. Whenever you talk
No,
to an Alabama
that's Les
fan,
Miles.
which we do for multiple hours once a week, how many times do you hear about Bear Bryant?
Yeah, that's true. I love Bear, but yeah, it's Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Nick Saban has passed Bear, and there's no doubt about it.
Yep. Yeah, they don't talk. I don't hear Bear much.
No.
All the Bear did
used
this.
to, before Saban got to Alabama, I mean, you heard about Bear whenever Mike Shula was doing his thing, or Dennis Franchione. It's that Bear did this, Bear did that. Yeah.
You heard about Bear when Nick Saban first got hired, but
Yeah.
Right.
that quickly died.
It went away in a hurry.
A couple of national championships later, yeah.
And Nick Saban has won just about every way you could win.
Yeah, as much as I can't stand him, he's a generational coach.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I can't stand him. I mean, he's a lot of coaches have that personality.
One thing
I don't think he's a snake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's frustrating because he just keeps on doing it. And you're just like, God, we can't beat this guy.
No, I think he's an assassin. I mean, he's going to do whatever. He's going to take you down. He's going to feel no remorse for it, and then he's going to do it to the next person. He's basically like a hitman.
Forget you existed and focus on the next team.
In his career field, that's why they pay him $11.5 million base salary to do.
Yeah.
But
chop down the SEC.
The problem for Alabama, and it's coming, is they're going to have to replace him.
The next guy.
They might as well hire me.
There is a major Ray Perkins potential, just because there's always a Ray Perkins potential in a situation like
Ray
that.
Goof.
Yeah.
But
let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and say the next guy at Alabama after Saban is going to fall flat on his face. Jake, go ahead and prepare yourself for that.
Oh yeah.
It's going to happen. You're going to live a couple embarrassing years, and you're going to hire the next guy. And I don't know if you'll ever get back to Saban level, but
I don't expect to win 5 championships in a decade, or 6 in a decade. But once every 10 years, once Saban moves on, that's probably what the standard is going to be, at least.
And that's the rational perspective. But
I know.
There's a segment of your fan base that will, if you don't win it every year, they're throwing bricks through your window, off with the head, and those people are out of touch with reality.
They are.
And also, as soon as Nick Saban leaves, those boosters who lost a seat at the table because Nick Saban was so dominant, was able to push him back and dominate, they're going to come back. They're going to try and be influencers again. And that's going to be the biggest problem, because they're going to try and lobby for a coach that is going to accomplish their goal.
Right.
And they will get it.
Yeah.
Unless your AD and your president stand up to it, which is hard to do, actually.
It is.
It's easier said than done, probably.
They're the ones that pumping in money to the program. You got to listen to them at some point.
After Johnny Vaught left Ole Miss, the boosters fought. They won. They hired their guy, and Ole Miss was basically a non-factor until last year, 2015, till Hugh Freeze. So that is the danger with booster involvement, because you'll see that how their access and what they want, and all that is going to supersede actually winning football games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the boosters at Georgia, they really pushed hard. Like the whole Mark Richt firing saga was brought on by the boosters, because Kirby Smart was about to say yes to South Carolina, and the boosters were like, whoa, fire him now. You got to get Kirby, or you're going to regret it. And so Greg McGarity did it.
Yeah. But it's just kind of odd to see a coach that goes 9-3 lose, lose his job.
It's crazy.
It turned out
the whole
good
thing.
for them.
Yeah, and it was that was big time controversy at the time.
Yeah.
Your next coach at Alabama, there's major Bo Pelini possibilities there. They could go 9-3 in a regular season and lose their job. Because
absolutely.
They're going to hire Bo Pelini.
That potential.
Hey. Never Dabo. I don't care who they get. Never Dabo.
It's gonna be Dabo.
Man, I don't know if Dabo wanted to stay in Clemson forever, but he sure as hell with his attitude made it to where he'll never get the Alabama job.
Right.
If he wanted that, he played this all wrong.
I think
He
his
did.
brother ruined that.
Yeah.
His brother torpedoed that.
Yeah, him complaining about losing the national championship game and just not letting it go. 360, it's like, good grief, man. It's just a game.
Right.
It was a national champion game. It's important, but you've won one of these. It's okay.
Right.
It's okay if somebody else does.
I mean, he won it for Clemson first time. They've won it in what, like 30 years before he won one? 30, 40
probably,
years?
yeah. Something like that. 81 was the last time they won it.
Yeah.
I think that was with William Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah.
It's just insecurity.
It is.
And immaturity.
I think that's what happens whenever you are a wide receiver coach that gets promoted to be the head job.
Yeah.
That insecurity that he built in that wall. Yeah, he might be successful, but he'll never be what he he thinks he can be. I don't know.
Yeah.
But see, Corey, you're talking about being the irrational Alabama fan. Once Saban retires, I'm perfectly okay with 9-3 season. To me, that's still a winning season. But to the other people in the fan base, that is going to be absolute no-go.
Because you love Alabama football, but it's not your life.
Right, exactly.
So, like, I mean, early on in my 20s, I was probably pretty irrational, especially when watching games. Steve's watched a few games with me back in the 20s. He knows. But I've really since mellowed out. My wife is like, "You don't get mad anymore. Are you okay?"
That's how I am. I don't get mad much anymore.
2015 fixed me. 4th and 25 fixed me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's probably the last time I got mad at a football game.
The 2nd and 26 just kind of, I was like,
Yeah, we'll try again next year.
That's right.
We were here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I do want to say the people that think they have suffered in the fan base makes them a better fan. Like, that's so stupid. Just quit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares. Oh, also on Twitter, somebody said they put a picture of Wanda Maximoff on there, and they said, "Name one person that suffered more than she has." I'll wait. And I was like,
yes.
Any Detroit Lions fan.
Yes, pretty much.
You're a Detroit Lions fan. You're just, I don't know.
Have they won a Thanksgiving game in like the last 50 years? Every time I watch them on Thanksgiving, they're losing bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they used to be the only thing they could win.
Right, yeah. But they ain't won one in a while.
Old Wayne Fonts. You remember him?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Just hand the ball to Barry Sanders. Scott Mitchell is the quarterback. And like, who is this
Herman
guy?
Moore. Like, you're like,
Mm-hmm.
Herman Moore was their number one.
Andre Ware. Met Andre. Andre's a hell of a dude, by the way.
Yeah.
But he had a rough time in Detroit.
Well, I mean, shit. A lot of people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to bring this up since we're kind of off the rails now. I'm going way out in left field because this is nothing to do about football.
Ooh.
But
okay, he's going way out left field. Are you in left field with Torrey Hunter?
No.
Are you in left field like when Chipper Jones played left field?
Oh my gosh! Don't bring back those days. But did anybody here watch the Kentucky Derby the other day?
No,
I saw the replay.
You're way out in the infield.
Yes, aftermath.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't see it live, but I watched the replay, like you said, Steven.
Yeah.
I mean, the
overhead shot of that was ridiculous.
Oh my gosh! I mean, he was 4 wide in the middle of that 4 wide pack, and still somehow got. I was like, "Is this NASCAR or is this daggone horse racing?" I mean, it felt like a NASCAR.
He just down the home stretch, whoop, whoop,
Yeah.
whoop, whoop,
Did you
and
see
then
him
turned on
after
the freaking jets.
Yeah.
Did you see him after the race?
biting all the
Yeah, just biting
yeah.
everything. It's like that.
Yeah.
That damn horse was on something.
I was gonna say that sounds like he was doped up.
Yeah,
one of the
not
funny
even
parts-
not even the hey Jake, not even the 4 wide was the most impressive thing. It was it was when he turned on the freaking
the jets.
nitrous, man.
Yeah.
When he put on the NOS.
And what was
Fast and
crazy was when he got right there, right on the hind quarter of the leader, he just stared him down the entire time. I mean, I was like, man, this horse is like very competitive, or he's very doped up. One of the two.
Yeah, he's crazy.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Crazy,
was
man.
it was incredible to watch though. But Sonny Leon got his win, and Rich Strike is going to go down in history forever, pretty much.
Yeah.
80-1.
80-1.
Whoever bet that, whoever bet that,
Yeah.
$10 ticket. If you take a $10 flyer on the highest odds out there, and I'm sure somebody did that, that's $800 bucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, it was
Just
crazy.
a little $10 throw in. I got $10 extra dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll throw it on the lowest odd guy here, and he wins.
It's like Grandma, you don't even bet. It's like I'm at the Kentucky Derby. I'm going to put a wager down. Oh, this guy.
This horse has a fun name.
Yeah, his name is Rich Strike. Let's see what he does. And Grandma went home with a brand new pair of shoes. You know.
Yeah.
No, it's the grandma that has like the FU money. That's like, I don't know. This horse has a cute name. I'll throw down $200.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa.
And then they quadruple their winnings. I mean, it's crazy.
You're just like, damn. Okay.
Yeah. And the owner of Rich Stripe bought him at a race. I think I read a few years ago, or that last year, for $30,000. Now he's a millionaire just because this win. I mean, what an investment!
Watch this horse win the Triple Crown.
Hey, that's crazy.
Do you think he gave the horse Red Bull?
I don't know.
No, that gives you wings.
He didn't have any wings. He had Nas, so
Yeah, he watched the entire Fast.
He gave him Mountain Dew.
and I've never since I wasn't born when Secretary was racing, but I went back and they was talking. I know he's been born since dinosaurs, but there's actually a YouTube clip of him in the Belmont Stakes, I think is what it's called, and him like just getting that huge lead and never surrendering. It was incredible. I ain't never seen a horse run that fast.
It just kept pulling away.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, my gosh, because they said that his is still more impactful than Rich Strike, but still Rich Strike is pretty sweet too.
Yeah. So Jake, you understand what it's like for the rest of us to play Alabama. Just watch that video.
Well, I mean, y'all had y'all's you always had y'all's Rich Strike moment. What 2016 when y'all come down to T-Town and beat us? So
2015. Yeah, that was the tip six.
Yeah.
Oh, Jake just hung up, I think.
Jake, that was a mic drop.
Yeah, and I was gonna bring up the kick six, so it's probably good.
Yeah, kick six right there.
Yeah.
War Eagle, baby.
Auburn's gonna win the football game.
Auburn's gonna win the football game. Oh my God. You can tell my AC is out. It's getting to me. My toupee is flopping. Oh, toupee. I started Winning Time, by the way.
Winning Time is really good.
I didn't realize how raunchy it was. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
And Jerry West really is a hothead.
Yeah, the funny thing about it is Jerry West is like, oh, we're not like that. And he goes off into this freaking rant about how he's not a crazy person that rants all the time. And it's like, you're doing exactly what the TV says you do.
Yeah. I could imagine he was throwing his trophies in the background, yelling about how he's not like that.
I do not have a Chicago accent.
Throws his chair through a window.
Yeah. I am not an angry person. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. So yeah.
Well, I don't guess Jake's going to come back.
Guess not. And John C. Reilly plays Dr. Jerry Buss. Outstanding.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if that's how he was, but that's how I'm going to picture him from now on.
Yeah. I think he was a playboy.
I can see it.
Hey, it's the Riddler.
Yeah. I kicked him out, so maybe Jake can get back in now.
Yeah.
Jake, get back in the club.
But even the guy that played Magic kind of looks like Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Guy playing Kareem did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got his aloofness out there perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I could tell you I couldn't tell you if the guy playing Norm Nixon was accurate because I don't know who the hell Norm Nixon is.
Yeah.
He was on the team. That's all I knew.
Yeah.
It's the other guy I'm wondering about. Who's the one? Well, I don't know how far you are.
Jason Segel playing Paul Westhead.
Yeah.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Now I'm just like curious to know that if Jason Segel is going to keep his streak of dong shots in movies, everything that he's in, always has a dong shot. Everything he's ever been in. And there goes our rating.
Yeah, really.
Thanks, Corey.
Spencer Haywood. That's the guy's name. Spencer
Yes.
Haywood. I'm wondering if he really did the stuff they're going to say he did in this show. I haven't seen the latest episode, but
Then the whole Tarkanian saga.
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's like the mob left Las Vegas, but not yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. The body in the chart. That was, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I thought they were going to catch Tarkanian with something, and all of a sudden it's a body. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No piece
Yeah, I
of
don't know what happened. Cassie's like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to Jake.
He's in there kicking his computer.
The tip six broken.
Yeah.
Hey, Cassidy, I know you're watching what's going on, but we talked about the kick six after Jake froze up.
Yeah. Just send him into a black hole, into the abyss.
All right, he's back.
Sort of.
And he is.
He seems upset.
Okay.
He's.
I can see he's trying to get in.
Yeah.
There
Is
he
it-
is.
Yeah, it's almost like he's reliving the kick six over and over again.
It's like that scene in I'm drawing a blank, probably because I haven't slept in a while, but that baseball movie with Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, with the Boston Red Sox? What's that
Yeah.
called? I know what you're talking about. It's
Where he's like
Fever
he goes
Pitch?
Fever Pitch.
Favorite pitch.
He goes into a state of depression after he breaks up with his girlfriend, and he watches the Buckner play over and over again.
yeah,
And he has like crusty wing sauce all over him. I imagine Jake. That's Jake with the kick six.
Wasn't even his fault.
I don't know what happened. My internet never went out, and then when I tried to log back in, it said my firewall was not letting me get in. So I don't know
You're
what's
my
up with that.
firewall.
Okay,
That's Wonderwall.
We need to stop that.
Yeah.
I think Spencer Rattler will do well at South Carolina this year, Nick Saban Jr.
He's got a lot of talent, but he is a head case. It just be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah, he's a head case.
But I think he'll do well at Oklahoma, South Carolina, because of Shane Beamer.
Yeah, and he'll be
It's
the
I think
Beamer
it-
seems to like
biggest name there, so yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it feels like that could be an inmates running the asylum thing pretty quick.
But Shane Beamer, it seems like that, but I think Shane Beamer has a tight grip on that team.
We'll see. They looked really good in the bowl game, and now they got
Except
some
when they
pieces.
tie him down and dunk him with mayo.
Oh, gross.
I like mayonnaise, but I don't want it on me.
That's one bowl game that I hope Ole Miss never goes to.
The Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Yeah.
Wisconsin went to it, won it, and broke the trophy.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
But the bowl game that I hope Ole Miss does go to, if they're not like way up this year is the Las Vegas Bowl at the Radiums, the Death Star SEC tie-in.
Oh,
Are you going?
SEC
If they go?
Pac-12? No, probably not.
Steve will go out there and play the penny slots and forget to go to the game. Him and Ethel.
Do you have
penny slots are fun.
Can you have a
they are.
buffet at 3
They're
o'clock in the
addicting.
afternoon?
Yeah.
Me and Stephen Willis from
Becky!
SCCS, the dog.
Becky!
Play the penny slots. Oh, Becky, he's such a darling.
I want to go out and look at the sites, but it's so hot.
It's 100. Lord have mercy. It's 115 degrees out there.
Do you remember? Did you go to that publishers conference out there in Vegas?
No, I did not. I was not out there for that.
It was so hot. It was like you go outside and it's like you open the oven. It was set at 450. I mean, that's what Vegas felt like.
The first pub conference I went to was the Atlanta, because
So
I didn't have
next
to go to
year.
pub. I didn't have to go to pub conferences until then.
Me either. And then the Vegas one, they're like, Steve, you need to go. Get your plane ticket, get your hotel room. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, all right.
We went to the Atlanta one, and again, I mean, it's hot Atlanta for a reason, but we went to that
Just the
one.
deep South in general is hot.
Oh,
And then Chicago was your last hurrah, wasn't it?
no,
next
Atlanta was my last hurrah.
Oh.
I did
And
not
then
go to Chicago.
yeah. Chicago,
Atlanta-
they
Atlanta
thought
was
so well of me.
so
Yeah.
hot. It
Yeah.
was so hot in Atlanta, and they thought it'd be awesome to give everybody muscle milk as their energy drink. What's going on? And that is so just. It's like, here, have some chocolate milk in 100-degree weather outside. It was so nasty.
Milk
So
was
nasty.
a bad choice.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just drink water.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pour a little bit on me.
I like
Oh,
chocolate
really?
milk, but mix it with hot weather. It don't sit good with your stomach.
It's like-
Kids were getting sick because they would like, they would do their little camp stuff, and they'd come off and they'd drink a muscle milk, and then they'd go back out and they'd be like, wait a second,
Yeah. Cookies talk.
Yeah.
yeah, this isn't good.
Ugh.
All good for the 5-star challenge.
Yeah. And then the next year in Chicago, they ruined me with the intern. And,
Who was the intern?
Will the intern. His name was Will the
Yeah,
intern.
I think it started he started right before I left or something like that. Because I think that May, right before the 5-star challenge, I was like, I quit.
I remember that.
And yeah, they wanted me to go to Dallas. And they offered me like $65,000 to do it. A year to do it. And Becky would not move to Texas. She absolutely refuses to move to Texas. So that's like something with my wife. She's never been to Texas, absolutely refuses to move to Texas.
No, I mean, a lot of wives get rooted in where they're from. I get it.
She was like that for a little bit with Florida, but I wore her down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd moved to freaking Wyoming. I almost moved to South Dakota for a radio job.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Right before I started at Rivals, yeah.
All right. We're coming at you in Bismarck, South Dakota. Let's talk about
Dickinson.
what's going on at
Dickinson.
the Mount
Dickinson, South
Rushmore
Dakota.
over in the Black Hills. We got Janie on the phone from the Black Hills going to talk about it. And
Hey, John.
and Janie, what do you have to say? Well, I think that the 4th of July fireworks are going to be fantastic. Oh, that's fantastic, Janie. Anyway, this is Corey from the Black Hills in South Dakota.
Yeah.
And here's Garth Brooks.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Y'all had-
it was
you-
Sports
you
Talk,
have the-
ESPN like 1024 or 102.4 or something like that.
Oh,
would
so
have the company.
you'd be talking jackrabbits and coyotes.
I was going to say, you could have the tumbleweed races out there. You know, the fastest tumbleweed.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Would have been Dickinson, South Dakota.
They're like, hey, come here because we're like the tech center. We're doing really great things. And it's like, no. You're in the middle of the country. It's fucking cold. And I don't want to be there.
Well, there goes our PG rating.
No, we lost
Yeah,
it a long time ago.
we almost made it. Yeah.
We lost it a long
almost-
time ago, brah.
Yeah, we were talking about dong shots when you weren't on, so
I'm glad I missed that then.
yeah.
Yeah, there's this whole thing about winning time that we went down that road.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
How I was amazed that Jason Segel hasn't showed his dong yet.
Oh,
Because
wow.
he always does.
Yeah. I
He
just want to
always
watch
does.
his movies.
And you just happen, like, it's not, you don't want to get junked, but, you get junked.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden
Yeah.
you're just like, oh boy.
So in your face.
It's pretty
I'm like,
good
no.
with Jason Segel. It's like getting rickrolled. Really?
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
literally
Yes.
Rick rolled. But
Yeah.
no, it's like I feel like there's a sound effect that happens every time Jason Segel shows his junk on TV. It's like, you've been junked.
Oh.
It's like, ah.
Mike Myers got me this last week with that. So,
It's like, oh, unnecessary dong shots.
What movie did he do that in?
oh, I don't know if y'all have seen it yet. Netflix has a new show out called Pentaveret. It's Mike Myers just doing wacky Mike Myers stuff. He plays at least half the characters, if not more. Keaton Michael Key's in it a little bit. Kim Jong, I don't know, some other people are in it, but he plays most of the characters. And it's just silly crap. But he does some callbacks to some of his shows, like Shrek and Austin Powers. And one of them, they do the scene where, he's walking around naked, but it's always got his stuff covered somehow, except it's kind of the opposite. So
It's not
not as bad like Simpsons, where everything's covered but that. But like they're trying to cover it, just can't quite do it. So you just keep seeing dong shots constantly.
Oh my
it's like,
gosh.
no.
It's actually pretty hilarious, but it's a wacky show, but fun.
That reminds me of my favorite Robot Chicken sketch. And
Robot Chicken.
where they're talking about the superheroes having negative or reverse and all that. Yeah. And somebody was like, y'all don't know anything about negative Wonder Woman, and everything is covered up the opposite of Wonder Woman. So the only thing that is not covered up is there.
Because Wonder Woman is a little,
It's like, where is my visible jet? Oh, there it is. It was fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Nice
just search on YouTube negative Wonder Woman.
Okay. And they ain't got blocked yet?
Should I do this at school or not?
No,
it's on TV, so it's all covered up.
Yeah.
Should I pull this up at a staff meeting as an icebreaker?
Hey, y'all, watch this.
Yeah, it's all cool. Hey, check out this clip. This is a nice icebreaker.
Yeah. Adult Swim is amazing, though. They have an awesome shows.
You gotta love some gratuity.
Yeah. The Boondocks. Family Guy, of course. American Dad, Robo Chicken, Aqua Team Hunger Force. They had some great shows.
He's a family guy. Yeah, I love Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my money, man? Where's my money?
You got my money?
Yeah. Get my money. Just beat the hell out of him. One of my favorites when Lois did something on the stairs, and every time Peter come down the stairs, he just tumbles over them 30 stairs, every single time. They have some funny skits on there. Yeah. I didn't like when they killed Brian off for a while and they had that new Brian. I didn't really like him. You can't mess with the original.
Brian.
I didn't enjoy that either. They brought it back.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Back from the dead.
And then every once in a while you get an okay South Park episode.
Mm-hmm. South Park. I miss Futurama. They don't play it much anymore. I think it moved to Comedy Central, but I really like Futurama. It was a really good show.
I haven't seen any Futurama in a long time.
I think they're supposed to be coming out with some new ones.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, it would be.
Any chance that there was Linda Carter as negative Wonder Woman?
No, it was.
Are you asking for a friend, John?
Yeah, it was Robot Chicken, which means it basically was like a Barbie doll. They were doing the stop motion thing on it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm going to go check this out. Gosh. Yep. Any guy going to college football game this year? Yeah, besides us, we're going to one.
Well, now being down in Florida makes it kind of tough. But.
Well, no, probably not, because I have games on Fridays, and Athens is 5 hours away. Makes it kind of a stressful trip to get there. So no.
Is Tennessee playing in Florida this year?
That's actually what I was just checking. I'm not positive.
I'm asking for me.
Yeah. Asking for a friend?
Hell no, I'm asking for me.
No, do a little research here, but
yeah, do a little research. Yeah.
No, they're in the stadium for the.
Can you give me Jason Segel's IMDb? I'm trying to do some research here.
Yeah.
John, Just look him up.
I don't know anybody in Knoxville anymore, so I can't even. Yeah, I'm probably not going up there for a game. That'd be sad.
Will it though?
Well, for me, Alabama and Florida are coming to town. Of course, I wouldn't get tickets for either one of those. So.
I mean, you could bring mustard bottle and a golf ball. You'd be set.
Just don't bring a Pro V1, will you?
Yeah.
If only Lane Kiffin was going to be in town, I would.
Oh, you got some resentment still towards Lane.
Tennessee fans with Lane Kiffin is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
I know. Yeah. I mean, you don't even hear a lot about LSU fans still mad at Nick Saban anymore.
No.
I mean,
They're
move
just
on.
like, well, we get it.
Yeah.
At least Nick Saban gave them a championship. Lane gave us NCAA violations.
Lane gave y'all Derek Dooley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Butch Jones.
Yeah. And then Jeremy Pruitt.
Yeah.
Who is the real builder of Alabama football?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the real builder was Mike Price. Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, without Mike Price, those strip clubs do not become the recruiting establishments that they are.
I don't think we should discount what Rich Rod did.
Yeah.
Rich Rod really built Alabama.
Yeah.
Rich Rod should get credit for the dynasty.
Yeah. And Jacksonville State.
They're gonna be a fun team this year.
Yeah, I thought John Rice Plumlee would end up down there because that's just the perfect offense for what he wants to do. But him down at Central Florida, he has a chance to win that job.
Absolutely. I like Plumlee. Yeah.
John Rice Plumlee.
You going to sleep,
Plumlee.
Jeb?
No, I'm calming down. You bring up Derek Dewey's name. This thing's off the rails for me. Don't do that.
What?
Yeah, he's
Dooley?
it's just,
Yeah, Dooley.
he's over here.
Okay. We can help you out, Jim. Brick by brick, champions of life.
I'm going to need you to shut up.
Yeah.
And it's revived down in Gainesville.
Yes.
The game changer coordinator.
Oh boy.
The Chris Doring I Like to Practice Award.
Oh my god.
You know, Chris Doring, I'm like, really? I'm like, come on, bro.
That's so.
I was on Twitter and I have a group with all my Locked On hosts that are in that thing, and one of the thing is the guy from Tennessee, and I was like, if Billy Napier doesn't win, ask a Tennessee fan about how hard life can be on Twitter for a while.
Yes. Absolutely.
I've been with all my Locked On hosts.
What? What? Humble brag? What?
Yeah, very humble. Yeah.
I get on with all the Locked On hosts.
We were discussing about getting our paychecks, and
We were going down to the local club.
Still waiting on mine for this show, Steve. You're about
Trying to
4
get that
months
damn
behind.
gopher.
what's that?
Yeah. I said I'm still waiting on mine for this show. You're about
Yeah.
5 months behind.
Yeah. Still waiting on mine for this show as well.
Bro.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah. Come on, when is the
Where's my money,
sponsorship,
man?
guys? If y'all,
Where's-
yeah.
Where's my money?
Where's my money?
Yeah. When is the sponsorship, guys? So if y'all
Jake,
got
do you know
y'all got
any
something-
salespeople that could sell our show?
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, I'm a pipe salesman, but I can't get my company to commit. I've asked.
Wait. You talking about a pipe salesman?
He's a pipe salesman. He laying the pipe
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
He knows what pipe.
I'm here to sell some pipe.
Yeah. No,
I'm here to talk to you about pipes.
yeah.
Have you seen my pipe?
Yeah.
Here, let me show you.
No, man, I wish
Jake's blood red.
Yeah, I wish that would go out again.
I wonder if Cassidy's still watching.
I'm sure she is.
Cassidy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Is he a good salesman?
Guess it probably why buy pipe when I get it home for free?
Oh, damn.
You should get a company discount.
And now I'll see myself out.
Yeah. Good night, Jeb.
And I did none of this, Cassidy. None of this, other than the original pipe joke.
The ringleader only did the one joke, and then everybody else piled on.
Oh, I definitely piled on.
What is wrong with y'all? That's why this show is the best. I mean, if you're not listening to this show, you've got to. My gosh.
Oh my
I'm here
God.
to lace a pipe.
Yeah. I heard a joke one time that said apparently my neighbor doesn't watch porn because I've been fixing her pipes under a sink for the past 2 hours and nothing.
Just waiting.
Yeah.
Any minute now.
Yeah.
Surely this is going to get real.
Right. Oh man. They're high on paint fumes.
Yeah. What's the odd if you're a plumber? I mean, she could be a correctional officer in Alabama. I mean,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
That's insane. That manhunt is over now, and unfortunately, Vicky lost her life. But don't run out with crazy.
Vicky Valancourt.
I don't know how that guy talked her into that.
crazy
Yeah.
Crazy is the
Good
biggest
pipe salesman.
epidemic in our country.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's
That's
some
crazy.
people that just do things you're like, what?
You did.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I grew up in South Mississippi and I wouldn't do that.
I
I don't know. It's
I'm on
insane.
WTF several times a day. It is true.
Yeah.
You just scroll through the headlines, you're like, the hell?
Yeah. Crazy and bad judgment. I mean,
Yeah.
she was ready to retire. I mean, my
Well,
God.
she was ready to retire because she was put it in and she could run off with him.
Yeah.
She did everything. Sold her car, her house, retired, everything to run off with an inmate. Speaking, I guess, of laying pipe, I don't know.
Must have been laying some good ones.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like 6'9", like 270. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
All right.
Probably a pretty good salesman. If you catch my
He's
drift.
like big hands. Oh.
nah.
I wear big shoes. You know what that
Well,
means?
Big shoes means big heart.
Like, yeah, you got a big heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got big hands. You know what that means, right?
Wear
Yeah, I wear
big
big
heart.
gloves. Wear
Big
big
gloves,
gloves, you
yeah.
pervert.
Yeah.
A big head,
Oh,
too.
my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody expect to have common sense anymore. Yep.
You know what? Okay, I'm going to say something that might be unpopular. If it's unpopular to everybody, I'm sorry. But I believe there's an epidemic of a lack of bullying in this country.
Ah. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that social structure of things not to do because you're afraid of getting your ass kicked, that is gone.
Mm-hmm.
They will do absolutely whatever because there was nothing brought up like me. Whenever high school for me and my age group, and I'm sure it's for you as well, Jeff, high school was kind of hell.
Mm-hmm.
You had to be careful.
Yeah, I was going to say, you had to be careful.
And because of that, you learn how to handle interactions in public. So when everybody else is losing their mind, I'm pretty much fine. But they're not going to be fine whenever there's consequences for their actions.
Right.
Yeah, you
Like
see
the dude
stuff.
who taunted Mike Tyson on the airplane and got his ass handed to him.
Yeah.
Yes,
He
he learned
absolutely deserved it.
he learned a valuable lesson about consequences.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And that people was like, they need to charge Mike Tyson. Dude, somebody's just bugging the piss out of me, and I've told them multiple times to stop, and I retaliate. That's on you.
Yeah.
You know? So
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like people like fly off the handle. It's like, I teach high school and you hear about all these fights and like knockdown dragouts over like $10.
yeah,
Or like,
yeah, freaking bugs.
oh, you took my phone charger, so I'm gonna go ram your head into a wall.
Yeah,
Like, where's the hey man, give me my charger back? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I mean, obviously those conversations probably aren't happening that way, but it's like where's like the common, the common sense really. I mean, it's like
There's none.
we have a saying at our school, and we have a new basketball coach, and he's kind of like a super sub, like general assistant, kind of helps out wherever needed during the day. Now I told him pretty early on because he was like talking about something that doesn't make. He's like, man, this doesn't make sense. I forget exactly what it was. I go, look, man, here's the rule around here. If it makes sense, it ain't happening.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
it makes sense, it's not going to happen.
Absolutely.
And I think I just shattered the glass on that for him because now he goes, yeah. Now that you said that, I can't unhear that anymore.
Right.
And it's true. Like if it doesn't make sense, it's a reality. Like we had a kid miss practice today because he had to go get his hair done for prom on Saturday.
What?
What?
Wait, well, we need to back that up.
Yeah.
He had to go get his hair done
Today
prom.
on
You mean
prom's
go get a
on
haircut?
Saturday.
Prom's on Saturday. He go get his hair done.
What does he have hair
Yeah.
like Sunshine from Remember the Titans?
Yeah.
That's just lots.
No, he has a fro.
Oh, Lord.
What?
Oh my God. You could
Just
have
tell him
taken
to
off Friday.
stick his finger in a light socket. You're good to go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
And
like,
stick a comb right up there.
and he's like, I'll be back at practice tomorrow, coach. I was like, no, you won't, because you just got your hair done, bruh.
Yeah. He's not gonna be doing anything.
Yeah, you're not going to put on a helmet.
No.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. Yeah, okay. Let's log that one down. So, like my book of excuses now, this might be a bestseller. I could write a book on what it's like to coach Metro football.
I bet you could write a novel about.
Yeah.
You
And when I say Metro, Steve and Jeb know what I'm talking about. But like you
Davidson
have,
County.
like we had a kid, and on the flip side, we had a kid say, "Yeah, I can't come to practice today." This was yesterday. Can't come to practice today because I have an Innsworth Chess Club meeting that I got to go to. Chess Club.
Chess Club.
Chess Club. Got to meet for Chess Club.
Okay, by the way, this tweet just came out. Before we get out of here, let's get this around there. It says the biggest college football breakout candidates by position per Anthony Tresh, okay? Saying quarterback Quinn Ewers.
Mm-hmm.
We okay with that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
all
see
right
that.
with
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Running back E.J. Smith at Stanford. I've never heard of him, so
Yeah, no idea.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wide receiver Jermaine Burton.
I can see it.
I think it's going to be the other wide receiver that they just picked up from the transfer portal.
The one they didn't tamper on.
Yeah, the one they definitely didn't tamper on.
Not
Yeah.
even a little bit. We don't have to do that. Nah. I honestly don't think you tampered on that one, but it's kind of funny. Scott Satterfield is like really in his feelings
Yeah.
because he's losing all his wide receivers.
Who they want to throw to? Who's going to throw to him?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, who wants to play at Louisville?
Right.
Michael Trigg, Ole Miss.
I agree with that 100%.
Tight end, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Blake Fisher, tackle, Notre Dame.
I have no reason not to believe it. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Landon
I don't know.
Tangwell, guard. Penn State. And Bryce
They produced
Foster, center, Texas A&M.
yeah, okay.
So
Yeah.
first
I guess.
impression, the first impressions of it is I'm kind of surprised there's not a Georgia player on the list.
Yeah, with all the new new players that we got
Mm-hmm.
coming on, I'm kind of surprised myself.
Yeah, I mean other than Jermaine Burton, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, he's an Alabama player now, so
Yeah,
And
they can have him.
here's
Yeah, the
about
funny-
Georgia.
I think Jermaine Burton's on this list because everybody assumes he'll be like Jamison Williams, and he is not Jamison Williams.
Not
It's
even
not as
close
fast.
Yeah,
They're not the same player. In
No.
the slightest.
Yeah,
He is more like John Mechie, like
Yeah.
Stephen has said.
yeah,
Yeah.
and John Mechie is not going to be the guy that makes this list.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's see. Good grief! If Jordan Addison is up at Texas, you got the guy from Alabama that transferred out there. You've got Xavier Worthy. Oh,
Jai Hall.
good grief!
Yeah.
But are they going to be able to keep Ewells up to throw to him? That's the thing.
Yeah. All I know is that I hope Texas and Texas A&M goes 8-4.
Yeah, that'd be great. That would be great. I mean, Texas A&M has problems on the offensive side. Don't know who their quarterback's going to be. Don't know. I mean, running back's going to be an issue. So,
You never. Yeah. Well, we're going to see if that $31 million is well spent.
their defensive line is going to be stout, no doubt. But I mean, unless you get a couple of turnovers that involve touchdowns on the defensive side, how are you going to score?
You're not.
Right.
So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah, John, they're not going to step too far back.
No, they're not. They're still going to win the East because the East is still. I think Texas.
Careful.
I think Tennessee still got a year. Still got a year.
Yeah. Maybe a couple until Nico gets up to
Tennessee's
speed.
still stacking them bricks.
And everybody
Yeah.
thinks of those. Everybody forgets about those Vinny Hardy Chrome Domes up there in Lexington.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, the Chrome Domes are awesome. They're outstanding. That sounded like a Jim Rome statement.
Yeah,
We're-
seriously.
Chrome Domes.
Hey, we're all sleeping on Vandy. I'm just telling you.
Usually, yes, that is correct.
Yeah, I'm usually sleeping in their game. So yeah.
Although I am,
You guys sleep pretty well.
Yeah,
he might not win the job or even what's going on, but I'm still president of the Ken Seals fan club.
Yeah. I'm rooting for him.
absolutely.
Do they meet anymore?
Well, I need to see if he's going to win the job or transfer. I hope he transfers to like Colorado State or South Dakota. Maybe he can play for the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. Who knows?
I'll cover him in Dickinson for
There you go.
102.4 ESPN Radio.
Let's go to Jane on line 1. Oh, never mind.
We've done that before. Jane, go away.
Jane, nobody
We're
cares
calling.
about the fireworks.
I
Right?
want the fireworks on July 4th. Are they going to do them this year?
I'm gonna have a spot parked on Roosevelt Street, and it's gonna be very, very nice.
John, that's why they're on the West Coast, and that's why usually their football teams suck. Because if they think Georgia's going to go 8-4, 9-3, that's ludicrous.
They're going to find out about Georgia in week 1 or week 2.
Yeah.
And when they go out, go out to Oregon, and they're going to beat Oregon by 28 points, and it's going to be all she wrote.
Yeah, I was going to say about 3 touchdowns easily.
Kirby has something special in mind for Dan Lanning.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Is it called 5 stars everywhere?
It's called 5 stars everywhere.
Yeah.
It's called the Stetson Bennett Show.
Let's not go overboard,
Yeah.
Corey. I mean,
The scoreboard will.
I'm,
We're gonna
It
test
might
every
be.
light in that scoreboard. We're gonna make sure it all works. We're gonna light it up, boy. Did you see Stetson in the G-Day game? It was outstanding.
I didn't see it.
I didn't either.
National championship. Engage. Am I doing it right? Am I doing this right?
Oh goodness!
He still needs.
Right.
He still needs
Anybody
to-
that looks at a spring game at 11-on-11 or scheme stuff, I just like I can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Although it was good to see Eric Gilbert have some positive experiences. Maybe he'll do that in the fall.
You know what I want to see this year? I want to see Indiana and Northwestern. That's what I want to see this year.
That'd be a good game.
Yeah.
I want to see.
That'd be an 11 o'clock game I would watch.
I want to see Wake Forest and Duke. Can't wait for that one.
Oh, that feels like a rout.
Yeah, that's the West. Wait for his route for sure.
Yeah,
I wanna
Duke
see
just going all
Before they fire Herm Edwards, I want to see Arizona State, Arizona, with Arizona wearing their Desert Swarm uniforms.
That'd be sick. Right before they hire Ted Bruschi as their replacement for Jed Fish.
Yeah.
Yep. And I just want to see any Fun Belt game on this year. I don't care. Any Fun Belt game is going to be great.
I want to see Clay Helton, see what he does at Georgia Southern.
I'm all about the Chanticleers. I'm a lifelong Coastal Carolina fan, and
That's right.
I'm all about everything that they do. So
First
and
time,
Butch
long
Jones,
time, Paul.
Yeah, and Butch Jones is on the other side, so maybe we can see a Coastal Carolina versus Arkansas State game.
First time, long time. First time listener, long time caller.
Well, I want to talk some Sun Belt football. What really matters? None of this Big Ten shit.
What is with all
the Sun
what
Belt.
is with all this Yankee ball?
Yeah, seriously.
Yankee ball.
Hail Southern, GATA boy.
GTA.
Oh, we're going to talk about conferences that are not going to make the playoffs. I have a question about the Sun Belt. What?
Yeah.
What is Arkansas State going to do in the Sun
I
Belt?
want to know why James Madison's called the Dukes.
Because they love Duke's Mayo, obviously.
That bothers me, the fact that there is no nobility system in the U.S. James Madison literally wrote our Constitution, and the university named for James Madison is the Dukes.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a put up your Dukes. Hold, please.
Yeah, that bothers me.
Raising Cajuns. We'll see how good they are without Billy Napier.
I think they're going to be good for a couple of years without Billy Napier because he's recruited so well.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
The Duke Dog is the official mascot for James Madison University Dukes. Dukes was made the official nickname in 1947, was named after the university's president from 1919 to 1949, Samuel Page Duke. However, the Bulldog was not chosen to represent the Dukes until 1972.
Okay.
It's like the Browns, named after a person.
That is.
Well, if you look at their logo, it's a bulldog with like a monarchy.
Yeah. Because it's easy to go to Duke when you're the Dukes.
Yeah.
The Dukies, baby.
But I'm looking forward to James Madison in the Sun Belt this year. Them going against the Chanticleers. That's going to be must-see TV for me. And I hope it's on Wednesday night in November.
I thought must-see TV was on Friday. With Fresh
Well,
Prince.
there's a chance the Sun Belt game could be on Friday, so maybe.
How big?
Fresh Prince.
Southern Miss in the Sun Belt.
Don't they usually start like Tuesday nights now, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, leading up?
Like
There's a
midway
game.
through the season, like in October, they start that.
Yeah.
So like they can actually get viewers. So here's James Madison's schedule this year. They start off at home against MTSU.
Yeah, that was their big FBS game, their coming out game. They were able to get MTSU in their stadium.
MTSU must be desperate. Then they have Norfolk State. Then they go to Boone September 24th to take on Appy State.
Ooh, that sounds like a
That's a
Be
big
an ass
game.
kicking. Then they host Texas State. That should be a win. Then they are at the Brickyard, Arkansas State. Follow that with a road trip to Statesboro to take on Georgia Southern. Follow that on October 22nd with a homecoming game against Marshall. I think a hell of a game to have.
Oh God!
Then November 5th they're at Louisville.
Okay.
Then they're at Old Dominion.
Okay.
Then they're home against Georgia State. And then they're home in their season finale against Steve's Chanticleers.
Ooh. What day is that? What day is that on?
Saturday, November 26th.
Okay, so that is the Saturday after the United States England game, and after the Thursday night Egg Bowl.
Yep. Oh, your weekend's complete. Your week's complete right there, Steve.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have 6 TVs on that week. Oh, it's gonna be fantastic.
I got 6 screens. I don't get tired. All right. With that Kevin Gates reference, we are going to wrap it up. We are out like the Dukes against Appy State and Boone. So we are the SEC After Dark. We are presented by betonline.ag. For Jake, Steve, and Jeb, I'm Corey. So long. Have a great week, an even better weekend. We'll see you back here better than ever next week. Hopefully my air conditioner will be fixed. I'm not sweating like a mule. I didn't even turn my light on today because I didn't want to sweat so bad. So, yeah, this shirt is a darker shade of blue now. So we will see you guys later.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Hotty toddy.
28. Roll Tide.
Paul. Talk about something about Paul.
First time, long time, Paul.
Coastal Carolina, Appalachian State. Let's do this.